iconic in all facets of life.
Most biggest iconic in the world.
Yeah. But
I feel like they cheat stupid. They gonna get caught. Yeah, they cheat with their dick like we cheat with our mind. I feel like
not no more. But before I let you explain that, I want to show a little clip of a little monster.
I'm on Pandora, YouTube. I'm on the students and everybody. Carl.
I'm trying to find.
It is what it is. It's fine if you bring it to Ryan the Pimp.
There's two cats. No, I'm just hustling anyway. There's two cats in high school.
This is the coldest fucking thing that's going on. These the realest niggas out
Yeah, you already know.
Like for real, like this.
God, I go off the mentality of the woman, and I know if I know my woman. Let's go! Welcome. This is the Smartest Dumb People, and I'm the host, Anthony That Dude Johnson. And always, it's gonna be somebody at the table with me. Today I got Nicole in the building, my first girlfriend from the projects. Nicole Mitchell, give me a pound, queen. Welcome to the show. Listen, I don't know what the fuck happened. What happened? I don't know what the hell's going on. Hold on. I'm gonna have my own air, so I don't know. There we go. So, all right, so this is Smartest Dumb People, man. I don't know where Toot is, T-O-O-T. We tried to wait around as long as possible for him to show up. It is what it is at this point. We're going to do the show. So, look, man, this is Smartest Dumb People. I invited Nicole. I wanted to have a little Vietnam Projects episode of just people that grew up in the projects with me, because I always talk about the projects, but never really had like enough people on here at the same time that grew up in the projects with me to have the dialogue and conversation. I even asked Ryan, remember, what do they call him? Ryan Roscoe.
Oh, yeah.
What's his nickname?
Right, Man.
Man. I don't know how the fuck I didn't know that. That was my dog at one point in time. He taught me how to shoot a basketball, too.
Yeah.
Look, man, this is the Smartest Dumb People. Make sure you like and share. Let's get straight to it. Nicole, so what you doing nowadays?
Oh, man, what am I not doing nowadays? Really just working full-time at, just took up a new gig at the POC Collaborative, so working with small businesses, helping them grow and develop their businesses. And then on the side, I started my own consulting company. It's called Hype, helping young people excel. So consulting and youth development with young people, making sure that they have some type of plan for their life. So, you know, a lot of times we ask young people, what do you want to do with yourself? And they, I don't know. They draw blanks. Or so working with educators, meaning people who work in the education system, who work in after-school programs, or even parents, or just working with youth and develop them as they grow into them. So really pulling out those assets that's within young people and then just developing them into their dreams.
I want to say this. Nicole is very, very sharp. And not only very sharp, good on the court. You still hoop?
Every now and then on Sundays we play, but nothing serious. I'm on the money side now.
No, she's very, very sharp. Was raised by a brilliant woman by the name of Ann Mitchell. Lovely lady. I love your mom. A lot of people don't know the story behind our relationships, but I wanted to break it down and add a little bit. I wanted to break it down a little bit. So when I was in the projects, we all used to hang together. I think I was like in the 3rd grade when I dated Nicole. And she had a cousin by the name of Mike Mitchell. Shout out to Mike Mitchell, man. Shout out to Mike Mitchell. He was my first bully. And the reason why Mike Mitchell was a bully, because like he just picked with kids, but he looked like Mike Tyson. He had he had the little fucking silver tooth just like Mike Tyson. You know what I'm saying? He had the bulldog head like Mike Tyson, and he had a silver tooth, or whatever tooth, was it gold? I think it was silver. And he had that silver tooth, look just like Mike Tyson, man. He was tough and strong than a motherfucker, and people were scared of Mike. And he used to like try to bully us into, he always had to be Michael Jordan. I had to be Scottie Pippen. I love those days, man. The projects was a huge, intricate part of my life, because without the projects, I don't think I would have been the man that I am today. Just having friends, like shout out to Rodney, Marion, shout out to Ryan Roscoe, shout out to all the people that grew up in the Vietnam projects. I think about all the stories coming from the projects. When did you move there?
Oh, born and raised there.
No shit.
Yeah, we moved out when I was 13, 12, 13, 7th grade.
I moved out the same time, right around the same time y'all did. I think they was
But they
getting
were
ready.
closing.
Yeah, I was about to say they was getting ready to tear down the projects.
Yeah.
What's your most memorable moment about the projects?
Oh man, it's not just one, but if I have to think of one right now, maybe the Candyman.
Yeah, the Candyman.
Candyman.
You know what, that's dope as fuck because for people that don't know, the Candyman was this guy that came through on a 10 speed with a bag full of 99-cent. I mean, it was 1-cent candy and all of these different candies, and would throw it out to the kids. And we would wait at the ballpark. Literally every day we'd be hooping. All of a sudden you would hear Candyman, Candyman, and he would run with his. He would have his little bike, and he would he looked like a goddamn. He looked like a god coming through on that bike, and then he would just stop and like the whole ballpark would light up, and then he'd have a bag and he'd just start throwing them. The kids, you know how many kids got hurt from that fucking candy?
Because we wanted the bag. If you got the bag, you was it that day.
And he would throw the last of the bag. I feel like it always would rip up and shit like that.
Yeah, it would.
My most memorable moment about the projects is definitely Kellum. The Kellum Leagues and playing in the Kellum Leagues. If it wasn't for Little Man, which was my first coach, I think Curtis and Little Man was my first coaches. And Ryan Roscoe, like I was telling you, Man taught me how to shoot a basketball, and I fell in love right away. And to this day, man, if it wasn't for Kellum, which I wish I can go back there just to play in that gym, just to get that feeling of what Kellum meant to the community, and the swimming pool.
I was gonna say the pool. You can't. That's where I learned how to swim. It wasn't legal, but I learned how to swim. Like I got pushed in a pool, and it was just like swim.
We was bad as fuck at Kellum. Like I ran with a little clique of dudes. It was me, Rodney, Michael, and Bub. And you know what's funny is I gotta tell a story about Mike. Mike was the bully in the projects to the kids our age, but one kid stood out and challenged Mike to a fight one day and checked Mike. And ever since then, I kind of felt like it was a little chink in his armor because it was Danny. Remember Danny? Rest his soul, Danny Harris. And Danny Harris was like kind of like short. So we thought it was going to be like a midget or something like that because they were all short. And then Danny was like, Mike was like, it's my turn to play the game. And then he like snatched the fucking remote. And then Danny was like, it's my turn. And if I ain't playing, ain't nobody playing. And ever since then, I kind of like, I looked at Mike not different because he's still the same dude. I'm kind of still a little intimidated by Mike. But I think I'm a grown man now, so it don't really count. But I love growing up in the projects, man, because it was, like I said, it played a huge, intricate part of my life. And a lot of people think that I just be talking it. No, the projects raised me. The projects played a huge part in all of our lives. And I wanted to talk to people that's doing something with themselves. I'm not saying that there aren't people that aren't doing something with themselves. I'm just saying the people that I know, like Nicole, like I said, she's played basketball. You went to college for basketball too, right?
I went for track.
Okay. Yeah, I remember them long time.
I wanted to play basketball, but my whole path was, it had to go different.
Why?
It was just one of those, if I would have played basketball at the time, I probably would have been really, really arrogant. Like,
use that.
Because I love the game, and I really, I would have probably been really, I probably wouldn't have been able to handle it at that moment in time.
I think it's time for us to start the show. So let's start the show, man. It's time for us to have topic time. Topic time. This is where we break down topics. Me and Nicole was already talking about the mental health and growing up in the hood and what needs to be changed. So there was a video that surfaced of a lady that is a ballerina teacher, I think, and she was talking about these kids. All they want to listen to is Pound Town and Ski and all of these things. Let's watch the video. She actually cried in the video. Let's watch the video and we had this conversation. We'll be right back with y'all.
I'm calling out all the parents. If you're a parent and your child is in pre-K to elementary school to high school, I'm calling you out. The children today, I have never experienced, and I'm 22. Having to teach and work with you guys as children has been the most traumatic experience of my life. I teach 5-year-olds ballet. 5-year-old girls ballet. I have a class of 10 students. They don't respect any authority. You ask them, can you stand in your designated spot? They're telling you no and shut up. They're throwing things at each other. They're throwing things at other people, other classmates. You say, can everybody sit in their spot? I don't want to. I'm not doing that. You don't get to tell me what to do. You're not my mom. You confront the parent. The parent tries to argue with you and fuss at you because you tried to reprimand and redirect their kid. I told a young little girl, please sit in your spot. You're not my mom. You don't tell me what to do. Okay. When her mom came to pick her up, I said, hey, your daughter's having a hard time following instructions. And 7 times today I've had to redirect her to just sit in her spot. Well, clearly she didn't want to sit. And mind you, this is a mom. Clearly she didn't want to fucking sit right there. So, I mean, if she telling you she don't want to do something, why keep asking her to do it? You know she's not going to do it. What world do we live in? Like, what in you guys' brain as a parent says, my kid not following any directions is a great thing. It's not that serious, and y'all don't have a right to tell her what to do. It's sad. It's sad. It's really, really sad. And another thing that's heart-wrenching is horrifying. It is horrifying. Your 5-year-old daughters are asking to listen to Pound Town and Ski Yee. Your daughters, your 5-year-old daughters are asking, can we hear Pound Town? I'm playing them Princess Tiana ballet music. And they are asking me, can we hear Pound? I'm calling out.
All right, so that's the actual clip. But before, I think it's only right. I hate to double clip y'all real quick, but I want to show y'all a video of these young kids. A teacher was asking these young kids what kind of music they like, and they were just kindergartners. They were just kindergartners. When you see this video, if this don't make your stomach turn, I don't know what will. But it's been all over social media. We'll be right back with you.
Song. I'm at town, around. Ooh. Yeah. My red light. No.
Go ahead.
He is trying to see me, and trying to see me, and trying to say what's up. Go. Pound town, going downtown.
Ooh. All right. Just say it, girl. Ooh. 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 That's how you know. Bye.
Oh, sing me your favorite song.
Ooh.
All right, so that's the actual clip, and I want to just digest this because, like I said, we was talking about this before the show even started, man. Somebody got to be held accountable for the shit that's going on in the culture and the culture shift. We used to be proud to be black and proud to be for hip hop to be our culture, and proud for our culture. Our culture is just different than any other culture. I ain't talking about Native Americans, with their spirit gods and things like that. Something about being black is just different. And I think that it's shifting to where our children are becoming more violent. The parents are feeling like they don't have to parent the kids. We used to actually have great parents back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And now these parents are trying to be these kids' friends, and now these kids are becoming older at a younger age. Like this little girl, there was a video that, during that video, I didn't even get to the clip of the little girl, almost twerking while she was saying, Pound Town, fucking with my rounds. If my 4-year-old, 5-year-old daughter was saying something like that, I'm not gonna lie, I would have to readjust the way I'm parenting my child. What's your opinion on what the teacher said and also what you've seen from the kids?
So, I'm not a parent, so I can't speak from that perspective of being a parent. But being working in the youth development industry, it is very disturbing to hear 5-year-olds and kids who really can't choose the music that they listen to or the things that really influence them. And so when you hear a 5-year-old singing Pound Town and Ski, it makes you wonder who's influencing them, who's impacting them, where did that come from? How are they even learning that? And so I believe, and I heard this before, that kids are the reflections of parents' habits. And so if you have a parent that's all they do is listen to that type of music, then guess what? What you hear is an entryway to what possibly can become the behavior that you display. So we have to be careful how we protect what we hear. Remember when you used to drive and or you used to watch something and your parents like, oh, cover your eyes. But nowadays with technology, kids don't need us so much for knowledge and information. They can get that anywhere. It's at their hands at all day. Kids need us to be able to interpret it, that knowledge and that understanding of the research that they're finding. But if you have people who are still stuck on, I'm really not ready to grow up. I've had challenges, or we have a lot of people our age where they grew up with their kids. You know, they had their kids young, and so they're still growing up as their kids growing up. So they're still not understanding that there comes a point in time, what you said, that I got to separate myself and actually be this parent. And a lot of times we just aren't training our kids the way we're supposed to be. Like we were speaking before we got on camera, your happy hour, the dinner table used to be dinner time. Now dinner time is happy hour.
Yeah.
So when do we get back to at least somewhat of being families that were the model of how?
Well, I was talking to you about my situation that I'm in with my relationship, and I just yesterday, me and my girl was going back and forth, and I was just trying to explain to her, like, something got to give when it comes to, like, our parenting skills as a team. So first thing is, like I was telling you, I told you this off camera, my girlfriend comes home after working a long shift, just like I do, have to cook, clean, wash clothes, fold clothes, and I'm like, no, it's time for your kids to learn some responsibility too. If we at work and they at fucking home on the couch eating popcorn and fucking candy, they should be able to not only clean up after themselves, they know their mom is coming home to prepare a meal. So have the kitchen clean, so it's just easy access to, hey, let me get these pots and pans out and get things started. You have to teach your kids how to be a team. And right now in our house, it's divided because it's my girl, everybody is waiting on her hand and foot to do everything. You know what I'm saying? And I explained to her, I'm like, so she kind of like try to be like, well, y'all spoiled. And I'm like, you can't compare me as a man to your children because I'm the motherfucker that pay bills in this house. You know what I'm saying? So let's separate that there. That's why that's why daddy gets the big piece of chicken, the old saying. It's because the man that goes to work and provide for the family to have a meal, he comes home to a big piece of chicken. Now, the where I'm trying to separate the two is, I'm just asking your kids to start helping around here. I'm just, because like, and then like with my children from my prior relationship, I was able to jump down their throats all the time to where my kids eventually got it and they became good kids. Like I didn't have to tell my son to clean the kitchen. He already knew the kitchen needed to be cleaned. I didn't have to tell my daughter, go clean the bathroom, it looks nasty. Well, I would say it because kids are still going to be kids and they would be dirty. But when I said it, it wasn't no get back. It wasn't no she needed to get the last word in. You know what I'm saying? Like I would just say, Aviana, go clean the kitchen. Or Aviana, go clean the bathroom, it's nasty. And she's like, maybe I don't give a fuck who did it. You go clean it because I told you to go clean it. I didn't have no real resistance when it came to me being a parent. And don't get me wrong, having a blended family, it's different now for me. And I'm trying to work my way into, because I'm a mean motherfucking parent when it comes to like the structure of parenting. So if I feel like you got to take the trash out, because like I said, we was talking about me being black. This is how black parents say take the trash out. Take that motherfucking trash out. That's how I talk.
Right now.
Yeah. I don't know how to turn
Don't
that
let
off.
me say it again.
So then I tried to explain to my woman, I said, I really be toning it down for your kids. And I almost feel like a punk. You know what I'm saying? I almost feel soft. Because if that was my actual son that I birthed and he came out of my sack, it would have been, take that motherfucking trash out. Don't look at me like that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you have black parents almost militantly teach their kids. Like they teach their kids like a military. Like that's why the military get in your face. You ain't gonna make it. You a pussy. You don't want to be here. You don't want to do this. That's how you mold a person into having some type of tough, thick skin.
Yeah. Well, that's how you know. That is one of the ways that they teach you. It's just tough love. But I think a lot of times we forget to have more emphasis on the love part.
Facts.
And in our community, we grew up on that tough love. I'm not no punk. I'm not, you know, you ain't supposed to feel nothing, you know.
Yeah.
But again, everything that you do got to be out of love.
Yes, facts.
And so even when you talking to a kid and you know your outcome, the end goal is to get them to do them dishes, right?
Yeah.
So if you know going in and you go approach a kid and you cussing them out and you know how that's gonna go, then you got to figure out a different approach to take with that kid. But as far as like, again, I'm not in that relationship, but when you are in a different cultural relationship, the cultural issues, like understanding the culture barriers, you know, like how black people, a lot of people think we're loud and we're just passionate and we're just talk loud when we talk, but doesn't mean something is wrong. And so when you're in those relationships, you got to be able to understand.
Well, I feel like if you're going to date a black man in general, this is my opinion, and this is what I say to my girlfriend, I say it on camera. I feel like if you're going to date a black man in general, you got to understand our culture. You got to understand black people in general, we're just passionate people. And my passion comes from, like, when I yell at my kids, is I know the sacrifices I make for y'all. And I will break down that to you. Like you said, like, there's got to be a structured way that you give information to a kid. Like, I can yell at a kid and then tell them it's only because, like, I asked you 3 times. Like, you can break down why you're doing it with some type of substance to where it's not an attack. You know what I'm saying? So my frustration is I watch my lady bust her ass for her family and her fucking kids, and I come home and the kids are just sitting around like they ain't got shit to do. So then when I snap, because I'm a snapper, when I snap, I'm like, it's not because I wanted to yell at anybody, it's just because I'm mad that you have to work this hard to provide for a family that's just sitting around waiting for you to cook for them, clean for them, wash their clothes, clean it. No, fuck that. This is what we're going to do in this house. You're going to clean your motherfucking room when you're supposed to. You're going to take the trash out when you're supposed to. You're going to wash the dishes. And it's going to take some time. This ain't no overnight shit. You can't just one day say, I want the kitchen clean every day and it's going to be clean. It's just like, I hate to compare kids to a dog or like, but it's going to take some training. It's going to take some, I got to stay on. Hey, did you clean the kitchen? Hey, get in the kitchen and make sure it's clean before your mom get home. Even if I gotta text the kids that, I will do it. But that's who I am as a parent. It has nothing to do with whether they're my blood children or my stepkids. It's who I am as a parent. And me as a parent, I want her kids to do right by her, because sometimes I know from dealing with her and dealing with a lot of women, their mental health is everything to me. Women's mental health is everything to me. And I'm watching this woman that I know would give everybody in her household her last, the shirt off her back. So when it comes to her having to come home and clean, or her coming home and have to figure shit out, I have a problem with that. Anything I can do as a man, I'm trying to make her job easier. So me doing that as a man is, hey, y'all get in there and clean the kitchen before your mom get home. You know, she shouldn't have to come home to cook for us and clean the kitchen before she cooked for us and clean the kitchen after she cooks for us. Something gotta give. And I've never been in a relationship to where that dynamic happened like that, because when my past relationship, it was always either or, like either she do it or I do it. But our kids still helped. You know, like maybe I'm a cook, but I ain't cooking until y'all clean that kitchen. And I'm trying to get that structure in my home now, because like I'm telling you, my girl is overworked and underpaid, and all she gets paid with is love and hugs. And I'm like, at some fucking point, these kids need to learn what labor is. And I don't mean hard labor, but take your ass out there and take the trash out. Your mama or your sister shouldn't be doing it. And like I said, it starts in the home. And we was talking about the kids that, like, they don't understand authority. And that's the sad part about our, like, not our culture, the culture as far as in people in general, society, is that these kids is not understanding authority. So,
but you know, we always blame, like, the kids, and you know, I'm an advocate for kids, but the kids have to learn it somewhere. So I always tell people, you can't change what you tolerate. So if you know that something is bothering you, but change it. But if you continue to keep tolerating it, then what? You either gonna do something about it, you gonna stay there, or you know.
They'll keep
But
moving.
yeah, but the problem is these days is that nobody, it's not even kids, nobody wants to do anything. Like when you were a kid, your first responsibility, when you learned how to give responsibilities, was chores.
Facts.
You had to sweep, you had to clean, you had to make your bed, like you had chores that you had to do. Half of these kids don't even have chores. They oh, if I ain't getting paid, what do you mean? Like you don't get paid to make your own bed? And I get it, I love allowance. But I'm just saying, like, allowance shouldn't be something that motivates you to teach your kids to be responsible.
Facts.
Because then they grow up to litter. They grow up to not appreciate other people's stuff. Or they grow up to be just spoiled little brats that think everywhere they go somebody's supposed to cater and tailor to them when you don't teach them responsibility in the home. So then they become, they're not empathetic to others or people, things. And so they don't cherish things.
So I agree with you, but
they had to learn it somewhere.
and I'm gonna break that shit because like in order for me to be daddy at any home, this is just the honest to God truth. In order for me to be daddy at any home, I demand respect because of coming from the projects and seeing roaches and impoverished kids and having to go eat free lunch.
Yeah.
We had to go eat free lunch, sack lunches, and now when I go home from work or I watch my girl kids, all she do is fucking, she don't have a dinner bell, literally, I'm being funny. Ring the dinner bell and they come to the table, their plates is made and they ready to eat, and I'm just like, fuck that shit. No, man, because it's not teaching them nothing about life.
Teach them, or how to serve.
Yeah.
Right? You know, maybe have them set the table.
Yeah.
Or have them peel potatoes or something, you know, but a lot of times we've always been kids are seen and not heard. But now with these devices, it's just really kids aren't seen or heard. And so then we get mad as adults when we want them to live up to something, but you haven't taught them. You know, and the thing that bothers me a lot with our community is when a kid turns 18, we instantly push them out, you know, and I get it, but we have to prepare them mentally. If you have coddled a kid to be codependent on you, to solely not listen to other people in the community, if anybody say something to you, you better, you know, tell them, and they better not say. I mean, if we have taught people to not respect people, then guess where we're growing?
Well, I call it the situation. I always, and I try not to emphasize it too much in my parenting skills, but I really try to give my kids, and what I mean by give my kids what my parents didn't give me, I ain't talking about fucking Jordans, okay? Because Jordans is the bottom of the barrel things on the list that I want to teach my kids. I want to teach my kids how to be good human beings first, and I want to teach them how to be responsible. So when you talk about being kicked out at 18, you know, I lived with you and your mom and them for a summer. We was talking about that before the show started. I was staying with them because I was hiding out from my parents for the summer, and then my dad found me at like 7. I was about 17 years old, 16 years old. He found me. He beat my ass the whole way home. You know what I'm saying? And to this day, I realized a lot of the shit that I went through was traumatic. I'm over it. I healed from it. For the simple fact is, I made sure that my kids never experience anything like that. But when you was talking about the leaving the house at 18, this is a theory that black people use or some type of teaching skill, but it's actually a fucked up teaching skill, because now I have a 22-year-old. He still lives at home with his mom, and if I lived with him and his mom, he would still live at home with us, because first thing I want to teach him is how to build his credit. That's first thing. Then establish some type of work ethic. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to send you out into the real world and you don't even know how to fucking work. Go to work every day and get up, like you said, structured. Get up, clock in to a clock, know you get paid on Thursdays, know the responsibility you got. That's shit that you teach kids while they're still in your home. I got a 14-year-old daughter. She goes to work Saturdays and Monday. You know you got to be to work Saturday. I don't give a fuck. As long as you clock in every Saturday and Monday, you can do whatever the fuck you want to from Tuesday to Friday. you know. But I'm trying to teach her now. You have, and then she just got paid, and she'll say to me, "Dad, I need $30 to get my hair." No, fuck no. I said to her, "You're 14 years old. There's no way you don't have money to get your hair done." My daughter started to treat me like almost like a trick. I tell her, I said, "You treat me like I'm a trick. I know you just got paid and you calling me for fucking money."
But your dad.
No, you know, she said, "Well, I'm saving my money." Well, you don't want your fucking hair done that bad. That's what the way I look at that is, you know how many haircuts I done missed out on because I didn't have the money, and then I'm gonna teach my 13-year-old daughter that she can get her hair done with money in the bank. If she asks that, no, you're gonna pay for this fucking hair to get done.
You gotta teach her how to budget it in. Budget her hair in.
My daughter worked all summer. My daughter should have a nice sized bank account, and she don't. My daughter and her friends probably be splurging and shit on fucking Roblox and shit like that. Yeah, like weird shit. Grubhub. My daughter paid $40 for Grubhub, and I was like,
wow.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And then she got her nails done one day. I'll never forget. She got her nails done one day, and she spent $100 on her nails. I said, them fucking nails gonna last for 2 days. You spent $100 on some fucking nails to get them done, and they gonna last. And they lasted about 4 days. And I was just like mad at her because I'm trying to teach her while I'm on her ass about it, and I yell at her about it. I do yell. I do. It's just who I am. I can't turn it off. My blood pressure is so high because I'm a snapper. I realize I'm like a fucking turtle, a snapping turtle. Like once I just snap, there ain't no off switch until I get what I got to get out. So I just politely ask a motherfucker not to take me there so I don't have to snap on them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Well, why do you allow people to take you there, though? Can't nobody take you nowhere you don't want to go?
I want to go there. That's the problem.
But why?
I feel like you give a motherfucker a chance. I give motherfuckers chances, okay? Uh-huh. And what I mean by that is once you draw that line in the sand to where, all right, we here now, then I gotta show you who I am. Like I said, I'll be like, no, baby, I don't want to.
But why you gotta be nasty? Because they're being nasty.
I don't feel like snapping is being nasty. I feel like aggression conversations need to be had sometimes. Like sometimes.
Give me an example. Like what?
Like it's no different than a motherfucker that goes into those rooms that they get to break shit, right? Uh-huh. Sometimes, yeah. So sometimes, like I'll politely be like, yeah. Like, and I'll give you chances, and I'll be like, please don't, like, and then you got the warning, warning sign of like, please don't make me do this to you, and then they still doing it, and then you're like, all right, motherfucker, this one, you have to, there's levels to the shit. I don't start on 10. Yeah. I'll be like, the pot is boiling, you know what I'm saying, and once you take me there, there ain't no turning me off until the motherfucking pot, the top fly off the pot, and then the shit cool down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you do everything you can to try to avoid it, right? Mm-hmm. But if it keeps happening, and then you explode. But you can't explode because that's the reaction that they're looking for.
I agree. Let's get to this next topic. So, I want to talk about support. So J.R. Smith, he came out with a video. He was on I Am Athlete, and he was talking about how like black men are waiting on owners to do shit, and they already millionaires, that he can't understand how they can't put their money together and do shit. Let's watch the clip. We'll be right back.
So trained, and it's so embedded to have that Eurocentric mindset that I'm worried about myself, worry about me, worry about mine. I'm not going to help nobody else who look like me build up when everybody else do it but us. When you made over $100 million in your career, right? Is 105 going to change? 110 going to change your lifestyle? Realistically. You know how many people you can change lifestyle with $10 million in our hood? In our communities? We were in the lockout. We were in the, not the lockout, but we were in the bubble. George Floyd happens. That's right. We stopped playing. We're in there. We're gonna ask the owners for it. We're gonna ask the owners for it. Stop asking them for shit. Yeah. Russell Westbrook sitting right here. I'm literally sitting next to all of these dudes who are LA guys. I'm like, bro, I'm not counting your chips, but everybody else is. So you make 200, you make 200, you make 175, you make 150, you make 180. Why don't y'all have your own gym? Why we gotta go to UCLA to work out in LA every time? You got your own. Y'all all come from the exact same community. You want to inspire kids that look like you. All it takes is 5 of us. 5. 250, 250, 250, 250, 250. What bank gonna turn us down? We about to build this whole shit out for our community. We're gonna build gyms, rec centers, start leagues, and all that. Who's gonna stop us? We got the money. We don't have the mindset. Our mindset, we'd rather go throw $60,000 in the club, in the strip club. Go throw $60,000 than go feed 2,500 people in the hood. Think about it. I've done it. I can't sit here and be like, oh man, I'm a hypocrite. I've done this. Russell Westbrook throwing money in the club, literally blindly, aimlessly drunk at a ball. And now I sit back like I'm a stupid ass. I could have fed my whole community 10 times over with the money I was just late on the bus.
Right.
Because I'm so wrapped into me. I got that Eurocentric mindset. I need this designer jacket. I need these jeans. I need this book bag. I need to be looking like this because the vets got this. I'm pushing this car. I'm doing... Why? Who am I impressing? I'm not even fulfilled. Trained.
All right, so that's the actual clip. And I want to be the first to say I'm big on support. And I recently had 2 fine ladies on my show by the name of April and Tiffany. They came in here, and they from Better Homes, Real Estate, and the Copper Root. And we were talking just like me and you are. But I noticed in the comments, a lot of their friends were supporting them and sharing the show, sharing out the links, and all of these things. I think when it comes to our people, personally, we're too much in competition with each other to want to support each other. And like he was saying about the millionaires, they're sitting at a table. I never understood this. I don't understand how athletes have millions of dollars, $100 million, $200 million, $300 million, and they all hang around each other and they exchange money between each other. Lil Baby gave James Harden $250,000 for his birthday. I guarantee you Lil Baby has a friend in his community that was there for him when he had nothing. You hear me? Nothing. And he ain't trying to help his friend buy a business. He ain't trying to help his friend learn finances, pay for his friend's college tuition. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like in our community, the support is not there. Everybody is for self. And that's what the whole point of this platform is. I bring on brilliant people like you. Make sure y'all check her out. And her, she is a consultant for small businesses. And I'm telling you, just the information me and her exchange today is going to make me better. And that's what the platform is for. The platform is to give our people better resources because we're too busy holding on. I was telling you that. We're too busy holding on to the resources themselves in a selfish manner instead of saying, hey, Nicole helped me with my business. She can help you too. We don't know how to do that. We too busy in, Nicole going to help me with this. I don't want nobody else to know about this.
Yeah.
And we got to get out of that state of mind because if we can figure it out as a whole, okay? If we can figure it out as a whole to support each other and really start using the resources to benefit each other instead of saying we're in competition, I think we'll be better off. What's your opinion about what JR was saying?
Well, I mean, it's just what you just said. I really think what you just said, if you can stop worrying about who's going to get the clout or who's going to get the credit for things, imagine what we can get done. But the problem is a lot of things that we deal with as a community, it goes back to slavery.
Yes, it does.
It goes back to the mindset of crabs in a barrel. It goes back to the mindset of this may not come back around again, so I have to be able to covet it and keep hold of it and protect it. It goes back to the mindset of you just don't have people who's just not creative. And I think when people aren't creative, they look for other ways to try to stay relevant. And so when we as a community can really figure out what is our common goal, what is the purpose, what do we want to achieve at the race. Now, growing up, everybody know, and this is probably a universal standard among black people, what time did you have to be home?
When the lights come on.
When the lights come on, right? We all know that, right?
Right.
So why is it that we don't have a universal standard when it comes to how are we supposed to behave
And treat each other.
in
And
society, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we can do that, everybody gonna come home at the street light. What? We got a common goal, right? Because safety, we want you home. And so we just have to figure out what is our plan as a unit. And then when we get that plan as a unit, who can take us? It doesn't have to be one person. Why does it always have to be one person that leads us?
I agree.
Why can't it be you? Why can't it be you? Why can't it be you? And we all come together and lead. But the problem is, again, and we talked about this again, we have a generation, and I'm just a firm believer that we have a generation who don't put God in anything. Everything is human rights. Everything is how I feel. Everything is because I want to do it this way. You can't tell me how I feel. I don't have to be accountable to you. But it's not how that works. Everybody has to be accountable to something. And for me, I truly believe we have a generation who just don't know God. And they don't even consult God to even ask him. Like they know of God, but they really don't know God.
Shalita gonna love this conversation. My cousin Shalita, she gonna love this conversation. You sound just like Eda. I ain't gonna even lie to you. Look, man, we supposed to be out of here. We got producers next door that got songs that's being made. They got to get back to the work. We wind up starting late because Toot was supposed to be here. Yeah, he actually never showed up, that ain't like him at all. Hope he's okay.
Yeah.
Hey guys. Now it's time to say goodbye to all my Negro friends. Hey, Caucasians. Look, Nicole, give them your panhandle so they can find you.
Oh, so you can find me you can email me. It's at hypeitupyouth@gmail.com. And then I'm always on Facebook, Nicole Mitchell.
Hey, make sure y'all holler at her. She is a small business consultant. She got some other things going on just where she might be able to give you the tools that you need to start a small business, or even guide you in the direction of starting a small business, or even guide you in the direction of owning a business. There's multiple things and facets that she's good at. Holler at her, man. This is the smartest dumb people. Anthony, that dude, Johnson, Nicole, thank you for coming through, Queen.
And
I
make sure
appreciate
you support and share and follow.
I'm so tired of people leaving me hanging during my show.
Oh, my bad.
Y'all
My
have a
bad,
good
my
night.
bad.
Y'all have a good night.
Hey, yo, what's up? Have you seen the Smartest Dumb People podcast?
You. Are you dumb?
I'm getting smarter just thinking about it. Politics, sports, your mama, whatever. The Smartest Dumb People podcast cover everything. With Anthony, that dude Johnson, and special guests, you're about to learn everything you need to know about everything you need to know.